Hello friends and welcome to my channel. Today we are planning out the week of July 8th through the 13th in my Caress Press inserts. This week I am using the Tomorrow kit from CafeWithAna, and this is obviously Epcot themed, and this is going to be the conclusion week of my big trip, which is wild. More on that in a second. And then the foil is from a mix of CafeWithAna, who I PR for, you can save with Rosey 15, and then Alicia Craft. So this is I apologize, I have something like stuck in my throat that won't go away. This is the last week of the trip. To everybody that has followed every single video and has been so supportive, thank you so much. You are my people. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Rosey. I hope you'll think about sticking around and becoming one of my friends here and hitting that subscribe button. I'm also a part-time content creator, so every interaction on this video, like a thumbs up, does help me out and means a lot to me. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you have any questions, leave them down below. So this concludes the trip. Again, if you missed the previous videos, you can go check them out, but they include Disneyland, California Adventure, Walt Disney Studios, the Walt Disney Family Museum, Skywalker Ranch, Lucasfilm's Campus, Tokyo Disney Sea, Fantasy Springs, Tokyo Disneyland, Shanghai Disneyland, Hong Kong Disneyland, Agra for the Taj Mahal, Egypt for the Sphinx and the Great Pyramids, Paris, Disneyland Paris, Walt Disney Studios, as well as the city, and then Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios. And this week is leaving us off at Epcot. To round out all of the Disney parks in the world and the trip. And I just thought this kit was the perfect kit to use for this week, since Epcot was, one, the only park we went in, and two, Epcot has that like around the world, all the countries feel, and it just felt like it encompassed the trip really well. So I'm going to go ahead and just start talking about Monday, just since that's where the bulk of this week will be. And then if we have time, we'll talk about some other things. But Monday was the last full day of the trip. This day I did my makeup and I put on, my Figment ears. And, what order did we do things in? And then the first thing we did was go into Epcot, and we got to do this behind-the-scenes tour of the attraction Guardians of the Galaxy. We got to walk around the bottom parts of the bottom of the attraction as they were performing their morning ride safety checks and learn all about it. We also got to touch Earth. So that's really cool. And then we were lucky enough to get to ride the attraction with the lights on, which was such an experience and so much fun. I know it sounds silly because it's at my home park, but it really was one of the highlights of the trip. If you know me, you know I'm the person that wants to be stuck on the attraction with the lights on. I want to ruin the magic, if you will. So this was truly a great experience, and we were also the first riders on the attraction for the day. Then we got to do 3 special tours. So the first thing we did is we went to the Flavor Lab, and if you watched the Imagineering show that's on Disney Plus in season 2, they actually show this area on that show. But basically it is the area that's responsible for all the new dining locations, themes, food, putting them together, menus, drinks, snacks, all that kind of stuff. They had some stuff for us to try there. We got to see the kitchens where they prep and come up with ideas, and it was just a really cool thing to see that, again, you don't get to just usually do. And then we went to Circle D Ranch, which is where all the Walt Disney World horses are kept. And they are just so gorgeous. They brought a horse out for us to take a photo with. And we got kind of an in-depth tour of it there. And it was so cool. I love animals so much. If you've been around here, you know this. And then last but not least, which was my least favorite tour for multiple reasons, was the Textile Services tour. It was so extremely uncomfortably hot and muggy in there, and I should not be complaining because these poor workers have to work in those conditions all the time. But we got to see where like half the hotel laundry is serviced and how it's done and how efficient it is and blah blah blah, the whole process. I will say I don't like getting controversial and political on my channel, as you all know. So the one thing I will say that really struck me about this tour was that every single person I saw working on the floor was not white. And that is all I'm going to say. It was really disappointing. It was honestly the thing that stuck out to me most about that tour. Then afterwards, we didn't have to, but we went and had a buffet lunch in the Living Seas Salon, which is in Epcot, and it's kind of like, you can't see it from the park, but it's in like the Nemo area, and as you're eating, you're looking at a big like fish tank. It's pretty cool. And then after we ate our lunch, we were the first ever civilians to get this tour or this experience. But we got to go above the top of the tank, of the Living Seas tank. And that was really cool. I mean, looking at anything from a different perspective that most people don't in the Disney World is always going to be pretty cool to me. But seeing, I mean, the turtles were cool, but let's be honest, the dolphins stole the show. They don't usually get visitors, like I say, and according to their trainers, they were showing off and they were having the best time of their lives. And I could sit and watch like dolphins for hours, and Lucy, your bowl's empty, honey. Sorry, Lucy is living her life. But I could sit and watch them for hours and hours. And they were just really cool. And then after that, we went back to the room to take a nap because Mom and I were still both like not feeling great 100% after getting sick. So we were just taking it easy because we didn't feel the need to do everything and run ourselves down since we've already basically done everything in, Disney World. And then we went back to Epcot, and every single person, we had a special showing of Soarin' Around the World, and every single person, like, it was just our group on the attraction. They closed the attraction for it to be just our group. And I sat up front with my mom and one of our tour guides, Byron, and we got to watch Soarin' Around the World, which really does show quite a few places we got to see on this trip, and everybody was just cheering, and it was kind of like one of the last big hurrahs as a group of this trip, as we'd survived now 23 days. And it was really emotional. I don't know if I'll ever look at that ride the same, especially some of the CGI elements, but it was something really special that I'll never forget and still gives me goosebumps thinking about. And then after that, we had a farewell dinner in the American Adventure Rotunda, which is in the American Pavilion. And it was just what you'd expect of a farewell dinner. All the tour guides gave a little speech and, got emotional, and we said goodbye to everybody. Some of them, it was like, see you never. I was so sick of some of these people at this point, and I was ready to get home. But then there was some people that I'd made some really good friendships with and memories and had some good times with, and saying goodbye to them was just really hard. They brought Mickey out in his, like, I don't know, American outfit, like old colonial America, for us to meet. And it was just really special, and we had to customize your own Mickey bar station at the buffet, which was pretty cool. And then we went back to our room, and they'd surprised my mom and I with a custom drawing of our favorite characters, which we mentioned our favorite characters at the beginning of the trip. And then we watched Happily Ever After. Here I am, my planning self. Catching up. So then Tuesday the 9th, Tuesday the 9th, we had the last of the VIP service treatment, and we had a VIP driver in the morning to MCO, which if you know how much MCO gives me anxiety. I don't like traveling, period, but that airport specifically, you never know how long the wait time for TSA is going to be. You never know what you're going to get, and MCO gives me anxiety. So it was so nice to have a driver. I know that we had a ride because Uber hasn't always been effective for me at Disney World. But then we get there and our plane was delayed, which was one of the luxuries of this whole trip, is we didn't really have to deal with our flight getting delayed or any of the stuff like that, which was such a luxury. And so it was just like smack back to reality. And it's especially hard when you've been gone for this is going to sound complaining, but it's just reality. When you've been gone for 24 days and you just want to get home and see your pets, to then be delayed it was just like comical, but nothing we could do about it. It ended up not being that bad. Apparently a mechanic had to fix the pilot's chair. So we flew home, and I was reunited with my love bugs, Lucy and Olivia. Lucy gave me such a good greeting, and then my dad surprised me and had got me flowers, which I love me some fresh flowers. And then I put together my Pandora bracelet with all the charms, like in order for my trip, which I hadn't done because there were some charms I'd gotten previously that I wanted to pick up, which, if I didn't mention this, I did get Pandora charms at every single Disney park. I'm working on a Pandora bracelet, and I actually finally bought the bracelet, but there was a few charms I had back at home that I wanted to incorporate. So I put together my Pandora bracelet, and then I kind of had this moment of like, oh my God, like we did that. We did that. Like that actually happened. Like what in the world? And then I went ahead and put on my magnets on my dishwasher from the trip where they go. And then, as if, coming back to reality wasn't enough, Mother Nature was like, here's a tornado watch for you. So moving into Wednesday the 10th, I slept in, and then I did all the planning, wasting no time starting to plan these trips, because having so much to back plan was stressing your girl out. I watched Up and Nightmare Before Christmas, and then this day I started to read Crave, which I know there's some controversy involving that series, but I had already paid for the entire thing, so I might as well get my money's worth, and I am enjoying it. And then I started to catch up with House of the Dragon because I hadn't been watching any of it on my trip. Moving into Thursday, the 11th, my Plan With Me for my self-care spread went up. And it was also my best friend's birthday, so I made sure to mark that. And I just love these little Olive Digitals Winnie the Pooh balloon stickers. I really hope she comes back. There's so many people I realize I miss from the planner community recently, and I hope they're all doing well. But anyways, this day I slept in. You can tell I did nothing and was totally recovering from this vacation these days. Watched House of the Dragon and did some planning. Moving into Friday the 12th, this day I slept in and watched House of the Dragon, and I finally had energy to unpack, which felt really good. And then I started to pick up my Switch again and play Dreamlight Valley and fall back down that rabbit hole. And then I took a nap this day, and I happened to watch both of the Jumanji movies, the new ones with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Nick Jonas and all them, Kevin Hart. Jack Black. Those movies really make me laugh, and I think they've done a good job with them. I do appreciate them. Then moving into Saturday the 13th, can we all guess what I did first? I slept in, yes. Not sleeping well for 24 days wrecked me. And then I did some planning, just really wanting to get these spreads done so that I could then order the scripts and do all the editing, because they took me ages, if I haven't emphasized that enough. Some of them, specifically Magical 50th and I don't remember what that one is called, the paper candy art one that I used for the week before this. Those two spreads took me ages to do. And then I started watching, well, not started, but this day I picked up on watching Below Deck Mediterranean. I took another nap, and then this was the day that there was a political, there was an attempt against a former president, and I was in a very, down mood. I don't know why, it just made me so sad, for our country and for the people that had to experience that, and I just felt very emotional about it. I think I was also PMSing. And then I played more Dreamlight Valley. Moving into Sunday, I did my laundry, and this day I started to tackle all the scripts from the trip. And then I watched Inside Out while watching the Pocono race. I put all my laundry from the trip away and played some Dreamlight Valley. And then this night I went to see Inside Out 2. And that little anxiety sticker is from Scribble Prints Co. And I just felt super lonely this night. I feel like after being around so many people and so many personalities 24/7 for 24 days, and then just having 5 full days of isolation, it just hit me in a weird way. But yeah, it is what it is. And that wraps up the trip and this week. Here I'm just putting in the scripts that I formatted myself and got a custom multi. I think I got 2 custom multis from CafeWithAna to cover this one. I love having my scripts foiled. It just really ties all of my spreads together. And then that label on Monday is missing because I need to print a Tito sticker. My friend Jessica drew Tito as a doodle, and I want to use that to mark. My mom got a drawing of Tito. I got one of Tinkerbell, but Tito's a much more rare character, and he's definitely stole the show from the 2 custom drawings that Adventure by Disney gifted us. But that's going to wrap this up. Thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't. Give this video a thumbs up. Leave any questions, comments, concerns down below. I appreciate each and every one of you gorgeous people. Just know that if you are struggling with your mental health, you are not alone. My DMs are open for you on Instagram. It is RoseyPlans, like you see here. Let me know if you all have any planner video ideas. I'm looking to film some more content, some recommendations. I would love to hear from you all, some feedback. So if you made it this far, thank you again, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye, friends!